Alright guys, this is Jeremy back with another gun review, and today we're going to be talking about my Rossi. As you see here, this is the model number is called a Rossi 46102. And let's go ahead and do a safety check for everybody here. There you go, nothing in there. As you can see right there, it's a 6-shot revolver. It's got a 2-inch barrel, otherwise kind of known as a snub nose. It's got a nice little, almost kind of Hogue style grips. That's what I kind of think they look like. Fits my hand fairly well, really well actually. A lot of other reviews on the internet, they kind of complain about the grips, but I like them a good bit. Now, a problem with some of my friends that have shot the gun that have a little bit bigger hands, the recoil from a 357 Magnum, especially a hot load, it'll recoil and hit their middle finger kind of like that. So they have kind of complained about it, but it doesn't bother me at all, and a lot of other shooters that have shot this pistol haven't complained either about that. Single action, double action. The single action is very crisp. The double action is a bit of a different story. It's not bad to pull, but the reset right here is right there. It's real gritty. When I first bought the pistol, everything was really gritty, and I took it all apart, and I'll kind of go into that story in a second. And I took the side plate off, and I'd never really taken a revolver apart before up until that point. And when I took it apart, of course, pieces just fell everywhere, and that was a good hour and a half, 2 hour struggle getting those pieces back together. And I might do a review on that, or a video on that later, just talking about the disassembly of this gun, like taking the side plate off and everything like that. Just because I couldn't really find anything on the internet, a Rossi completely disassembly video. I had to actually use a Smith & Wesson J-frame as a reference to kind of get everything back together, and it worked, thankfully. So that was pretty intense trying to get everything back together once you just open a pistol up and it just spills over the floor. But anyway, kind of getting off topic there. As far as shooting, it's fairly accurate, especially using the single action. Of course, with the sights right here, you're not going to get a pinpoint accuracy. They're pretty low profile, pretty basic, but not bad for what it is. As far as ammunition put into the gun, I've shot a lot of this. This is 357 Magnum Winchester White Box, 110 grain. Shot a good bit of that, and I also have some 38 Special wad cutters. I shoot a good bit of that. Just from punching holes in paper, I just use wad cutters. I've also put a bunch of buffalo bore through this, which it has held up very well. And everybody knows buffalo bore is some of the hottest stuff out there. I use the 180 grain heavy magnums through this. I've shot about 2 boxes of that through it, and it held up very well. Now, when you're shooting 357 magnums, this will punish your hand a little bit, especially that buffalo bore. I mean, the webbing right here, your hand, it'll hurt after a little bit. You definitely you won't be able to shoot that all day unless you're a badass or something. But it'll knock you around if you're using the heavy loads like that. Now this 110 grain is pretty mild stuff. Even the I've shot some Blazer or CCI 357 Magnums, and they're pretty mild too. But once you get up to the Buffalo Bore Heavy Magnum, it'll knock you around a little bit, to be honest with you. But of course, 38 Special, it's pretty light recoiling. This is actually my mom's favorite pistol. She shoots this a lot with 38 Special. She enjoys it a good bit, and it's just been a great little pistol. A lot of the new shooters that I take out, I give them 38 Specials and let them try this out, and most of them have enjoyed it pretty well. And just to give you a comparison of the thickness, I have one of my carry choices, which is the previously reviewed Smith & Wesson Bodyguard right here, and we'll kind of look at the thickness of the two. As you can tell, the Bodyguard is much thinner, and also height-wise, the Bodyguard is a lot thinner. I haven't really carried this around too much, not near as much as the Bodyguard, which is an excellent choice right here. The only really holster I have for it is this Uncle Mike's thing, which I do not recommend. I mean, this thing, to be honest, pretty much sucks. Don't buy this at all. I kind of bought this on a whim at Sportsman's Warehouse or somewhere, maybe even Walmart, and it's just completely flimsy. I mean, if you stick, stick this in a hurry, I mean, it's all gonna, it's hard to get in there perfect. I mean, you really gotta concentrate. There it is, to kind of get in there perfectly. But I don't know. It's just kind of a real cheap holster. Just don't deal with that. But if I had a better holster, I'd probably carry it a little bit more. I've car carried this a good bit, and it's a pretty good gun for that. It'd be a good, bedside gun for somebody. Although for a bedside gun, I recommend having a light on there, and there's obviously no way to mount a light on this unless you get real creative. And but anyway, I just thought I should show this off a little bit and kind of talk about it. As far as fit and finish goes, it's not anywhere near a Smith & Wesson or a Colt or even a Ruger at that point, and it may be even a step below the Taurus. One thing, when I first got the gun, I shot some steel cased ammunition and also some plated brass ammunition, and it was having trouble ejecting. And then now the brass ammunition wasn't doing that. So what I figured out, looking down here in the cylinder, I don't know if you can tell, just the machining that Rossi did wasn't, it's not very clear. There's like little rings in there. It's not a, if you look down a Smith & Wesson or a Ruger, it's just like a mirror. This, you can actually see the machining rings. So I think that had a problem with the ejection of the steel case and the the plated brass ammunition I shot. And besides that, I haven't had any problems with the gun. But as far as price wise, I spent under $300 for this gun, so I really can't complain about that. Overall, it's been a pretty good purchase. I don't really plan on selling it. I don't really plan on selling any of my firearms, but it's a nice gun. I'll keep it around for a little bit. But anyway, I just wanted to show off this little 6-shooter. And anyway, any questions or anything, just let me know. Alright, that's Jeremy signing off. Bye.